ceremonies for the awarding of the Rolex Yachtsman and Yachtswoman of the Year, Gary Johnson.
First of all, let me say a hearty congratulations to Ted Everygan, who's been such a leader for years and years and years, to the Corpus Christi Yacht Club, no small feat winning the St. Petersburg Trophy. Bravo to you. Mark Ivey, all I do is hear good things about what you've been doing over many years. Bob Whitledge, on Long Island Sound, thank you very much. Larry Ledgerwood, that discussion you led this morning was fascinating to me. You really opened our eyes, and every time you speak, you're a wonderful speaker. And then finally, Mitch Brimley, who I've known a long time, and all the Rolex Yachtsman and Yachtswoman of the Year that you've helped coach. And for those of you from American Magic, the reason Terry Hutchinson was College Sailor of the Year twice was Mitch was his crew. He got him around the course calmly. And sometimes I think that rubbed off a little bit. So, Mitch, congratulations to you. Well deserved. And I must say, it's very cool seeing all these trophies up here at one time from U.S. Sailing. So thank you, Alan, and for getting these shipped here and on the stage at the same time. So very cool. A treat, I think, for all of us to be in St. Petersburg Beach for the Rolex Yachtsman and Yachtswoman of the Year ceremony, and to be together. The last time a large group was together was on the aircraft carrier Nimitz in San Diego. Hard to believe, everybody, but that was 3 years ago. This week, 3 years ago. So it's been said that the pandemic slowed us down, but we're back. This award has been given out by U.S. Sailing since 1961. And it was Timmy Lahr, who we recognized tonight, and Buddy Melga's the first to win this award. And Rolex, thank you, took on title sponsorship back in 1980. And Rolex, we are, all of us in sailing, grateful that you continue to support this award. I went back into my calendar and started thinking, how many of these have I actually attended over the years? And the best I could tell, I've been to 42 of these awards. I wasn't born yet, but 42 of them. And it is my 27th year of being the master of ceremonies, so thank you very much for including me for that. I'd like to recognize our past winners of these awards who are with us. And if you'll stand up so we can all see you here. Jody Stark is with us, I think 3 times. All right, Jody, stand, honey. Ed Baird is with us here tonight. Ed, great to see you and your wife. Cam Lewis, it's hard to believe it was 30 years ago, Cam, when you got this award. Corey Sertle, who we heard from earlier with the Harris Award. My good friend Dawn Riley, who's welcome on. And we're going to see her on the stage in a few minutes. Daniela Moros is here tonight and back up on the stage. And by the way, it's the 2nd of February, so 2023, and Daniel turns 22 today. So happy birthday, Daniela. Now this is an exciting moment, and it's a new format that we've done in the past couple of years to have 3 finalists, both of the men's and the women's here, and nobody knows who the winner is. And I've said to all 6 of them, well, you have 1 in 3 shot. You know, there's 3 men, 3 women, and one of the 3 will get that. And I have right here, look at this is cool, 2 envelopes. And they're both sealed, and I don't know what the answer is, and I'm as excited as you to find out who our winners are. The selection panel is made up of 2 groups, the past winners and a group of journalists that discuss the merits of quite a number of people and boil it down to our 3 finalists here. And by the way, we are streaming this on the internet, so there's lots of people around the country, I'm sure, sitting on the edge of their seat. And let me say, welcome here to St. Petersburg Beach. So we have a long tradition of awarding the Rolex Yachtsman of the Year first, and we're going to continue on with that. And here's the format. I'm going to invite the women up. We're going to show a little video to introduce them, then I'll invite them up. I'm going to ask a few questions. We'll get to know them a little bit better. We'll ask them to sit down. Then we'll bring the three men up. We'll show a little video. I'll ask some questions, and then you can all guess, gee, who's going to win this? Because it's sure a diverse group that we have here. And then we'll announce the winners and bring them up, and they're going to receive their beautiful Rolex timepieces, which is a very special moment. So with that, I wonder if we could start off with our Rolex Yachtswoman of the Year finalists, and turn your attention to our screens. Connecticut, top sailor in the highly competitive J70, Melgus 24 classes, been sailing up a storm. Welcome. And Danielle and Rose, this is getting quite a habit. You're only 22 years old, and here you are up once again from San Francisco, three-time winner of this award, and once again the kite foil world champion. Welcome. Good to see you. Sarah Stone is with us. She's been helping American Magic and double-handed racer, and great to have you. We are going to ask you to sit down, so not everybody's looking on the stage when we announce the winner. So anyway, so let me go around the horn a little bit. And Laura, if I can start with you, what do you think your greatest achievement on the water was last year? We have a microphone for you.
For me, it was being the top female skipper at the Melgus 24 Worlds and the J70 Europeans were my top accomplishments. And I feel I also have a reputation of not just being the top female skipper, but one of the top skippers on the water in those two classes.
So when you're out there in the water, you're kind of looking around where the other women sailors are, or they just become another boat and you worry about trying to get in the front. How does that work?
I want to win, Gary.
Very good. All right, so Sarah, if I could turn to you, is there someone special that helped you achieve this goal of being up here, one of our finalists, or somebody you can tell us that really helped you in your quest?
There are so many people.
Well, name a couple for us.
I think for sure there are a few people in the room tonight. When I first quit my job to pursue sailing only a couple of years ago, the first place I ended up was Oak Cliff with Don Riley, so that absolutely set me on my way. And then pretty quickly thereafter, I found my way to Tommy Giesler and Doug and Dalton DeVos, and I've been sailing with these guys for the last few years, so that has massively changed my trajectory.
Very good. Danielle, I have to ask, when you first won this and you got the kiteboards, and I think it's fair to say that for most of us, kiteboarding was pretty new, but now it's an upcoming Olympic sport, and more people are out there doing it. Is the competition getting harder?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think last year was a really interesting year for me just because I started not winning for the first time, actually.
Oh, welcome to the club.
And it was just a really incredible experience for me though, and I think especially over the summer and leading up to Worlds, it was kind of the first time where I was really like, oh man, I really need to like make some changes in my campaign and step it up if I really want to win this next Worlds and have a good pathway into the games. So I made some changes in my campaign, created a really good team behind me, and that definitely got the job done, and I was able to win my World Championship in October, so that's really cool.
Very cool. And is there much technology involved, or are you trying to make advancements and get more kiteboarding speed?
Yeah, definitely, always, every single day. We're using data every single day, and there's a lot to do with the kites and the foils now, so it's getting quite high performance actually. And it's been really cool to see the development of the sport also over the last like 5 years, just to see where we've come. So it's really exciting times for the sport.
All right, very good. Laura, so you sailed back in college, Yale. A bunch of Yaleys here. Dave Perry's over here. Elizabeth, another Yalie. And but you took some time off from the sport for a while, and you've gotten back into it. So how was it transitioning from sailing all the time in college and around that time period and going off in your career and coming back?
So I'll be a little blunt on this topic. I graduated from college in 1985. These young ladies are younger than my children, so just to say. But when I graduated in 1985, there were not a lot of opportunities for women to get on boats and crew. And so I went back, I went to work, and about 10 years ago or so, I started sailing again, and every year sailed more and more. And I would say that I really have a passion for this sport, and I always want to be better. I have very high expectations for myself. Some people have a little black book. This is sort of an old idea too. I have a little red book, and I write down the things that after every event that I want to do better.
I think we all share that. Every event you want to do a little bit better. So Sarah, you've been doing some double-handed race, Bermuda race, Ida Lewis, and you're out there with two of you in a boat. When you're sailing double-handed, how much time do you spend on the deck versus down below sleeping and resting? And as a part of that, how long are both of you on the deck versus one switching back and forth with somebody taking some time off? How does that work?
It really depends on how long the race is and what the weather is. So if it's pretty gnarly and you kind of need all hands, then
All four of them?
yeah, you get all four. But if you have a moment where it's calmer and you're set up, then somebody can go down and take a 15-minute power nap, then take it while you have the chance. So it just depends.
So what's on the horizon for you in 2023 and beyond? What are you going to be doing on the water?
So this coming year, I'm doing more TP52 sailing with WinQuest in the US circuit, and then also with Quantum Racing out in the Super Series. And then hopefully we'll make my way to the AC40s, trying out along with Danielle. We were both in Pensacola doing a tryout for American Magic for the next cup.
Well, good luck with that. We'll be cheering you on. Daniela, I've asked you this question every year. You know, have you sailed laser radials or any other type of boat? You tell me no. So I know you're going to be into kiteboards. We got that. What's on your horizon? What's on the docket?
Yeah,
Olympics?
well, for sure, Olympics. You can't ignore that. Yeah, that's definitely still the biggest focus. And the idea that it's all just coming closer and closer is really exciting. And right now I'm in the middle of the trials process. So today actually I was racing up in Clearwater and came directly from the beach to here. So, you know, we like to keep it exciting. Good multitasking, I guess. And yeah, outside of that, kind of like Sarah was saying, I think we're both really keen to push for the America's Cup and hopefully get a female team together. I think that would be a really exciting thing to be a part of and a really cool project that it's just a huge opportunity, and it makes me really excited to push the women's side of high performance sailing further and further. And the idea that this has never happened before, I think, makes us even more excited that we have the opportunity to do this and to get it done. So I think that's a really cool potential project that could happen after the games. But for now, it's trying to get the medal.
All right, well, we're going to be cheering you on, so good luck with that. You know, Laura reminds us that some years ago when she started out sailing, it wasn't as many opportunities for women in the sport of sailing, but for Paris 2024, we have gender equity in the Olympic Games with quotas, the number of sailors, and with the number of medals that you can win. So I think the sport of sailing, as you would say, has come a long way. Wouldn't you agree? All right, so Laura, let me wind up here with you. Here's your microphone. All right, J70s and August 24th. Do you prefer one boat over the other?
No.
Good diplomacy. What's on your horizon? What are you going to be sailing in the next year or two?
So on my horizon this year is Melges 24 Worlds in Denmark in June, and J70 Worlds in October, November, right here in St. Petersburg.
Oh, cool. How many days a year do you spend on the water between your practice and your racing?
I'm probably close to 100.
Very cool. Daniela, how much time do you spend on the water?
I have no idea.
Well, get your little red book, and you can write it down every day, and it might be a nice little memory.
I'm going to work on that. I try to go whenever it's windy, you know.
Okay.
I love kiting.
And when
I
you're
love
windy,
flying
what is windy? What wind strength?
We need a minimum of 6 knots.
And then minimum of 6.
Yes.
God, that's even less than the America's Cup boats. They like about 8 to get those things up on the foil. And Sarah, how much time do you spend out in the water?
I also have no idea. Maybe a couple hundred days.
All right, anybody selling red books? Because we can send over to them. All right, well look, congratulations. It is a hard thing to be a finalist for the Rolex Yachtsman of the Year. And that word earning it has been around here this evening. And clearly the 3 of you earned it. Congratulations, and we'll announce the winner here in a little bit. Let's give a good hand. Okay, to introduce our 3 men finalists, let's turn our attention to the screen again, and we got a little video prepared. Nice. So that, alphabetical order, if I could add, that's Doug DeBoss, the TP52 champion and winner of 4 things from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Doug, welcome to the stage. Robbie Perrin, 8-class world champion, F-18 world champion. Every time I read about it, he just wins everything out there. Robbie, welcome. Dave Stark, full disclosure here, following the lead of Mitch Brindley. I'm a graduate just slightly before Dave Stark at State University of New York Maritime College, and you know, your wife has won this award a few times, so maybe this is your day. Dave Stark from Buffalo, New York. Pass the mic back and forth. So, Robbie, how do you switch gears from going from an F-18 to an ACAT? We know they're multi-hulls, but they're sure are very different boats. How do you switch gears from one to the other?
Well, they're actually a lot more similar than you think. I mean, both catamarans, both 18 feet long, both square head mainsails. So there's actually a lot of crossover, trapezing. The real difference is in the foiling. The A-class is foiling. There's actually two divisions, the foiling and non-foiling A-class. But, honestly, they're a lot more similar than you think. The biggest difference also is really sailing with a teammate. That whole dynamic you have with the F-18 is something that you're always working on, and it can be a strength when you're really relying on it. So.
All right. Doug, I'm curious, you've had some good sailors that bared his here tonight, and Terry Hutchinson and many others. So, you have these high-profile, very experienced sailors on the boat, but you're in charge, you're the skipper, you're steering. So how do you channel that energy to help you sail faster and get around the race course?
Gosh, I listen a lot. Try to really listen and understand what they're talking about with the boat, with the sailing, with the conditions. They're just so talented, and they're such good people, and they're able to communicate what you need to do. And so you just try to channel it, stay focused on what's in front of us, what we need to do on the water, on the boat in a given situation, and try not to hit anybody. So that's a really big thing. If we can keep from fouling somebody, that's pretty important at the end of the day. Everybody tends to like that.
All righty. So Dave, the Lightning class has been around a long time. Olin Stevens, I think, was part of the beginning of the boat. Why has this class been able to evolve and continue vibrant and relevant for so many years?
Gary, that's a great question. I would say two things. One, the people that make the class. It really is, like most one-design classes, it's really about the people sailing the boat. And also the boat itself, although it was designed, as you said, by Olin Stevens back in 1938, it's a very technical boat to sail. It's a tough boat to sail. It takes a long time to learn how to sail the boat effectively and efficiently. So I think those two things. It's a tough boat. It stood the test of time, but it's really the people in the class that make the difference.
How is it when you're out racing and your wife is in another boat racing against her? He didn't expect that one.
Next question. I'll answer that question. That's a tough one. Jody, who has been a three-time winner of this award, she's a tremendous sailor. We've learned a lot from each other, and I like it when we're teammates, but there are times where we are competitors. I'll leave it there.
Okay, well, I'm just curious how that goes. Ravi, do we have an Olympic campaign in your future here?
I hope so. Right now I'm focusing on, the A class and these, smaller dinghy classes, but, my passion's still in after 17. It's a really fun boat to sail. It's an incredible challenge, any kind of Olympic class racing, and it's something that, I really hope to do in the future, but definitely thinking the long game.
Do you spend much time with coaches trying to help you out, or working with a coach to improve your skills?
Absolutely. I work with a lot of U.S. sailing team staff, with sports psychologist coaches, coaches of all levels, whether it's with technical stuff, performance on the water, and then I've actually been stepping into the coaching a little bit myself and experiencing what it's like from their side. It's really eye-opening to try to help people, but also learning from them at the same time.
Doug, I have to admit to you, I was in Newport, down on the water when Australia 2 came up out of the water, showing us that wing keel, and we knew the Cup was heading over to Fremantle. And I thought at that time, which is now 40 years ago, well, the Cup is going to come back someday, and you're at the leading edge of that with American Magic. So I think all of us would like to hear a little bit about how the campaign's going, and I know it didn't go as well as you'd like the first time, but you're back at it in a major way. And full disclosure again, I was up with the team for a couple days earlier this week, and from my viewpoint, it looks pretty good. But from your viewpoint, how's it going, and what do you think our chances are?
Well, so the main thing is, like all of us do in sailing, you learn from your failures. And in the last America's Cup, we failed, and there's no two ways about it. So we wanted to be very open and challenge ourselves, our version of the Little Red Book, and go back and say, what are we going to do differently now? How are we going to improve? We think we try to take those elements and put them in place with the campaign today, so we can make those strides forward. We feel we're positioned well. The America's Cup and going into Barcelona, as you all know, if you pick the wrong design, if you do the wrong things now, it's probably gonna be hard to win. So it's a series of making decisions early and then learning how to then, once you've made those decisions, sail the boat you got the best that you can. And we believe that the team, through the designers, the boat builders, the engineers, the sailors themselves, are very focused. They're all learning. We're building a great camaraderie together. Many of the team was with us last time. We've tried to adjust and supplement and improve in every capacity. But it's a process. It's a step by step. It's a day by day. Learning this, figuring it out. And really applying technology, as you saw here at the simulator, the efforts that we put in there. So really right now there's a boat sailing and we're trying to figure it out virtually. That boat is sailing. We're trying to learn how to sail it better, what sort of configuration would be faster through the water, what would be faster in and out of the tacks or any maneuvers. And so we think we're doing the things that we need to do to win. And as we've talked, and as you know and others in this room, you have to be going through that process, do the disciplined process as you can, and then at the end of the day, you got a boat, you got a team, and then you got to go out and sail and win it. And so we'll see how we do.
Well, I think I can speak on behalf of everybody in this room tonight. We're all cheering you on in Barcelona. The Cup's going to be here soon enough. In about 17 months, we'll be out racing and watching, and let's give them good luck, huh?
Thank you.
Anyway, I did want to ask, do you do other kinds of racing other than the Lightning class? I mean, that list in the Lightning class sure was long this year, but what are some of the other things you do out there on the water?
Recently, been spent a lot of time with my girls as they learn how to sail the 29er and some other.
How old are they?
They are 15, and our girls, 15 and 16. 15 and 16. I was lucky enough to sail in the Champion of Champions this year, which were an MC Scouts. So I borrowed one for the summer. Did a lot of MC sailing, which is a phenomenal boat. I was lucky enough to sail with the Surtles in the IC-37 North Americans. And recently I was down in Miami racing Stars, which was a very phenomenal boat. Just loved it. Lightning was a good practice boat for a Star. Really phenomenal. So, but beyond that, really spending time with the girls, getting them, they love sailing and we love supporting them.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on being a finalist. And we'll excuse you from the stage and we're going to get to the announcement. All right. Well done. Thank you. Bobby, thank you very much. I'd like to invite Kyle Younghans from a senior manager at Rolex USA to join me on this stage. Kyle, there you are. Welcome. I've gotten to spend some time with Kyle at the US Open a couple of years ago, and that's pretty exciting. It's almost as exciting as sailing. And Kyle, last summer we were sailing around in 12 meters, and they were up for a New York Yacht Club regatta, and he and his partner Dustin were up there and said, hey, we could use a couple of grinders today. So Kyle, I'm going to bring you over here. You didn't expect this, but I got a question for you. What was your impression of sailing around on Courageous and spending a day as a grinder?
So this is good. I was telling some of this exact story earlier today, and Gary invited me and my colleague out so graciously to sail on Courageous, and I thought, what an amazing opportunity. Little did I know that Gary said, come out, it'll be a nice relaxing day. Little did I know, but he said, why don't you go and check out, see how the grinders are. 2 hours later, here I am. And I couldn't move for about 3 weeks. So I give you all so much credit in this room. It's really, it's amazing what you all do. And I do want to actually just say one thing, because I was chatting with Robbie during dinner, and he said something very kind of profound to me, that it's all about the journey. And I think everyone in this room has been a part of the finalist journey or someone's journey. And that is just really what it's all about and how important that is. So thank you all, and you know, congratulations to the shortlist. And I know Gary's going to be announcing the winner very shortly. So, but you know, everyone has earned a place up here. So, congratulations.
One other thing, what kind of watches are we going to be presenting? What Yachtmasters, of course. All right, well, thank you very much. All right, you know, you ever watch the Academy Awards? Although, remember about, was it 3 or 4 years ago, they got the wrong envelope, or we have the correct one. Katie assures me that the correct one is in here. So, the Rolex Yachtswoman of the Year for the sailing season of 2022. God, my heart is pounding. And the winner is, Daniela Moroz. You can set that on the table. Are you surprised?
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. Yeah, last year was a really interesting year, and kiting may be an individual sport, but there's a really big team behind me that I wouldn't be able to do this without. So first I have to say both of my parents, who really inspired me to get into the sport early on, and were the ones that got me into it from the very beginning. They're both here tonight. That's my mom and dad. My mom has been to these before, but this is my dad's first one, so he's getting the experience. And then I have to thank my coach, Chris Rashley. We started working together in September. We did a few weeks together over the summer, and I was not having the best time because it was my first time not winning regattas consistently, and it was a really different change of pace for me. And when Chris came into my team, we really started working together in a way where we wanted to make it a sustainable campaign and a long-term successful campaign. And it made a huge difference overall, and he was an incredible addition to my team, along with Nate Hausberg. He's also here tonight. Nate, Caddy of the Year. Nate also came into my team to help with some of the technical aspects, and I definitely couldn't have done it without him. So thank you very much to them, and thank you all so much, because it is such an incredible community to be a part of. And yeah, thank you guys so much.
You are a 4-time Rolex Yachtswoman of the Year. And you know the club that you just joined? So J.J. Fetter is a 4-time winner, and Ted Turner is a 4-time winner. And if you do this one more time, you're going to tie Betsy Allison, who's won this 5 times. That's quite an extraordinary achievement, and she's 22 years old today. You got 2 legs and 2 arms, and a Rolex in each one of them now, right? All right. All right, Rich, can you come join us and Kyle here for the presentation of the Rolex Yachtsman of the Year? And the winner is Robbie Parent.
I'm just honored to be here. Thank you very much. Honored to be here. Honored to receive this recognition amongst so many amazing sailors in this country. Sailing is truly an amazing sport. It's something that brings people together from all ends. From young ages to old ages, from around the world, domestically. We get to travel to places we may not normally go. Whether it's to a small club, in the Midwest, or in North or South, or the other half of the world. So it's something that has played a huge part of my life. As many people did, I played multiple different sports. When I was really young, and just everything with sailing stuck. It's something that's really special to me. I'd really like to thank my parents who are here tonight. My mom and dad are here. Thank you for always supporting this dream of mine to just sailing from the very beginning. Thank you to all the coaches who've always worked with me throughout the years. Jim Zelmer's here. He's my first multi-sail coach. He really made this all happen. Thank you, Jim. Thank you to everyone who's all the supporters out there, the sail makers I worked with, boat builders, boat designers. Big thank you to Morelli and Melvin. Pete and Melvin and the team there have just taken me under their wing, taught me so much this past year. For those of you who don't know, I work part-time for them as an engineer, and they give me incredible flexibility to go sailing, so I can't thank them enough, and the list goes on forever, but I'm just truly honored to be here, and I'm looking forward to making every year better than the last.
Well, Robbie, before you leave, I just want to say, we had a scroll up with all the past winners, and we'll get the scroll going again here at the end. Take a few minutes and look at that list of people that you have joined, and I hope you feel really proud. And to Doug and Dave, to be a finalist is something pretty special, so I hope you feel good about that for sure. And same with Laura and Sarah. Congratulations. It's hard to be on this stage, so congratulations. So thank you, Robbie. So that is the halfway point of our program tonight. Now, we got a big day tomorrow. The dinner was fantastic. Alan, the staff performed spectacularly today with all the different sessions, and the morning session I thought was particularly special, and then the dinner tonight was really good. So congratulations. Another Rolex Yachtsman and Yachtswoman of the Year is in the books, and the good news is we get to do it again next year. Thank you very much, everybody.